oil is also a major issue in the region. Look at the oil price here. Oil at $51.36 today touched its highest level since July of 2015 during the regular session, thanks to a surprise draw in U.S. inventories last week. But that price isn't even close to what Saudi Arabia must see to make money. The International Monetary Fund has revealed that Saudi Arabia's break-even price for oil, meaning the price at which the Saudis can make money after they've spent it to pump it, is $79.70. So where we are now isn't even close. If no OPEC agreement to cut output is made come November, who's the next domino to drop? Joining us now, the Schork Report editor, Stephen Schork, in a Fox Business exclusive. Stephen, that's a broad swath over which the Saudis must climb to get to that price. And now they're putting out this bond and debt issue so that they can at least try and raise some cash. But how serious is the situation to the Middle Eastern nations who have economies that depend on this?
Well, it's certainly a significant concern, Liz. And as with every oil-producing kleptocracy out there, Saudi Arabia, as with Nigeria, as with Angola, Venezuela, so forth, has fostered a client relationship with their citizens. So as long as oil prices had remained at a certain level, they were able to keep the masses quieted right at that point. So the concern now, going back to that IMF report, was what low oil prices and the intensification of conflict. So certainly with oil prices at this low, what does Saudi Arabia have to do? Well, it is going into the bond market, but to get oil back to $80 a barrel anytime in the foreseeable future is a long haul. I don't think that's possible anytime in the foreseeable future. So what is Saudi Arabia's other option? Well, they can certainly raise money, which is what they are doing going into the bond market, but they're also going to have to start to foster and to readdress this client relationship with its own people. And that means cutting back subsidies and making the people feel the pain, as it were, a little more. So that is a significant concern going forward.
They have to overhaul their entire economy and make it much less oil dependent. They say that they're trying, but okay, so if no agreement is made come November, and I personally believe that Iran and Iraq are certainly question marks, and Russia, while Putin says, all right, it's time, we can do this, and they're not even an OPEC member, but they may attend that meeting. You've got Gazprom, the CEO of one of the largest oil companies in Russia, saying, forget it, we'll do whatever we want. We want market share. Well, so does the United States, Stephen. The U.S. is soon going to be the #1 output creator of crude and energy oil. So, I mean, I really don't see where this price can find some footing.
Exactly. And what's happened, and over the past 3 years, there's just been this misconception that Saudi Arabia and OPEC was somehow trying to destroy North American oil production.
Yeah, I remember that.
Couldn't be farthest from the truth because, one, they weren't, because they cannot. And if anything, what Saudi Arabia and OPEC have done over the past 2 years has done the industry, Canadian and North American producers, a tremendous favor. They've forced them to retrench. So now North American producers are becoming more efficient, more productive. They are getting greater margin at $45, $50, $55 oil barrel. So hence, while we have all this talk, and look, crude oil has been on a tear since September, right since Algeria, since we had that Sunni Shia lovin', and all of the producers sang around the oil deck singing Kumbaya, we're all going to cut production. Yeah. We all know it's a joke. We all know that Saudi Arabia is producing at at levels never seen before.
We've just shown the Iran numbers, and they're going dead ahead.
Right. So now if you're Saudi Arabia, okay, what do you have now? You've got the United States that has just given its imprimatur on a nuclear weapon, a nuclearized Shia minority in that region. So now if you're Saudi Arabia, are you really going to cede your market share, and are you going to fund Iran's hegemonic designs on that region by pushing the oil prices higher? Absolutely not. So the Saudi Arabians have no incentive to really pull back production. And as we saw today with the weekly DOE update, that precipitous drop in U.S. oil production, which we saw through the first 6 months, that's stopped right now. So if we continue to see oil at this level, let the Iranians talk about all the oil they supposedly are going to pull down the market. The Americans will be more than happy to put that oil back on the market.
Well, look, over 3 weeks, the price is up here in the U.S. by 16%, but still it's pretty cheap, and this can all only be good for the consumer. Stephen, thank you very much.
Absolutely.